so happy you're here, and to celebrate our love today. It's so important to us to celebrate it with family and friends, and it's wonderful to have you all just gathering around with your sweet love around us. And we're just so inspired by our love story because it was so organic and spontaneous and unexpected. We've known each other for, decades, really. We met when we were teenagers, and Peter was 22 and I was 19, and he gets a van, is that right?
Yeah, 40 years ago.
He gets a van and he's going to California to some friend's wedding. And it turns out Joey and Kathy Patnod, his best friend, and he was the best man for their wedding. So Kathy and Joey are married after how many years?
Almost 40.
Oh, yeah. So, and so there was this spontaneous road trip, and I happened to be 19 years old and said, okay, I want to go. And so I jumped in the van with him and some other friends, and we drove down to California, and I was at this wedding with Peter and this group of friends. And so that was our first little adventure together, and we were just friends. And then years later, I was between Alaska trips. I went to the Aleutians a couple times doing crab seasons, and I had sewed these custom-made denim jackets, men's jackets, and he had a painting, and he put the jacket on and it fit him, and so he traded me a painting for the jacket. True story. And
Good deal.
I was like, he got the better deal. No, I'm just kidding. The painting was all right, but it wasn't one of my favorites. Anyway, I think I was like 20 or 21. And then, wow, surprise, flash forward, and we both get married, have kids, grandkids, we're living our lives, and suddenly we find ourselves single at a mutual friend's 64th birthday party last summer. And it was up at the Shively Park here in Astoria. And they had the band set up on the stage, on the porch of the Shively in the back porch, and everybody was, cooking and making music, singing, and I step up, and I had just arrived, and I had my organic food and stuff, gluten-free cake and all this, because I'm on this health coach. And I walk up, and the first person I see is Peter. And you tell the rest of this.
So if you know where the swing set is at Shively, I was on one side of it, and Deborah was on the other side, and she walked in a beeline straight across the chips of the swing set area and stepped down into my arms. And
Hello, and it felt like two puzzle pieces.
like two pieces of the puzzle, just completing the connection. Oh my gosh. And who's going to tell about the next part?
Well, the next part is when I was in the hall at the food table. Peter comes up and surprises me with a kiss, and I was just knocked off my feet with this kiss, and he's totally surprised me. I didn't know what to think. The moment I, of course, was, we're all sort of in different worlds, but he surprised me, and it was actually a kiss that kind of made me weak in the knees a little, you could say. Surprised me, and
Me too.
it surprised me a lot, actually. And so I went home and was thinking about the encounter with Peter, and sent him a private Facebook message, and said, "Are you involved with anyone, or what happened there? Are you interested in exploring this any further?"
So, as soon as I could make it to Portland, I did, and to further discuss the matter.
We dated weekly. We had our weekly date for the first about 2-3 months. Peter was doing work for the Heritage Foundation, the Willamette Falls Heritage Foundation. He was the executive director, and he had weekly meetings. And so he was living in Astoria at the time, and so he'd come up to Portland, and we'd have our dinner date and our meet up, and then so we got to get to know each other, and it felt so natural and spontaneous, and we have these wonderful episodes of humor, like really crazy, funny laughter, and
Well, yeah.
Like-
As a matter of fact, that brings to mind one instance. We both now live right behind a Whole Foods in Tigard, and there's a little shopping center there, and there's a Rite Aid. And one day we went to the Rite Aid and picked up a few small items.
He put him in his coat.
I put them in my coat, and then we went off to the Whole Foods. And we gathered the groceries from the Whole Foods, and as we're finishing checkout, Deborah says, do you still have those items that you put in your coat? And I said, I don't think the clerk wanted to hear that.
And then I laughed so hard, it was funny. Yeah, so it was so funny, I laughed so hard I peed my pants. Then we had another time where we were talking to a neighbor with a great big bulldog named Mortimer the bulldog, and I was talking to the man, and I go, well, that's just a nice dog, and he goes, yeah, he's really dense. And I said, oh, not too bright, huh? And he goes, no, heavy dense.
That time I almost peed my pants.
And then I go, oh no. And then he grabs me and pulls me away. We're both laughing. So anyway, we just have a lot of fun together, and humor seems to be a big part of our relationship, and we just make each other crack up all the time. And that's a lot of fun. And so we're just kind of playing around with this whole thing about the traditions of marriage, and we were like, well, how do we want to do this? Well, we're older. We're not first time bride or something, and well, why don't we make it sort of fun? And do we need a preacher, or do we need somebody to do our vows? And we thought, well, why do we need that? We can speak to each other, and we can share our words of commitment to each other, and many things came up for me throughout this relationship of this last year in watching Peter's transformation in health, because Peter had a very serious diagnosis, 2004, I think.
It was 13 years ago. I was diagnosed with a neurological disease, and the neurologist says, well, it's not necessarily fatal right away, and it's incurable,
And here's some
and
pills.
incorrigibly progressive.
And he was taking 24 pills a day a year and a half ago, and he was overweight. He was slow to move around. He was plagued with a lot of symptoms. He's lost probably 50 pounds, right? Or
Something like that.
yeah, and but I've helped him find his health again. We've done this together, but through that, our faith, because the work that I do is connected to the God source of divine love and unconditional love, and the purity of spirit, which has nothing to do with dogmatic religion. It has to do with the awareness of your connection to God, that your heart as being connected to God in the most pure way, in the most pure love way. So you don't have to struggle to be good enough. You simply accept the goodness that you are. And as you accept that, then you start to find better health, because you start to accept that your body knows how to heal itself. It knows what to do, because God doesn't make junk. And the more that we can turn inward to that awareness of pure perfection, the more that our body responds and resonating with perfection. And Peter has dropped his meds down to 3 pills a day. He's lost weight. He's got lots more energy, able to do a lot of things that he couldn't do before. And it's been only a year, and there's a huge transformation. There's something to what we're doing, and it's something pretty amazing.
And it's something that it's love. Absolutely, it's love. Thank you, Lucy. Yes, it's absolutely love, and it's the source of love that gives us the ability to love one another. But first, we have to turn the love inward and find the love within our own hearts to love ourselves. As we heal the wounds of self-injury, I had mental emotional wounds. All my life, I beat myself up and felt bad about myself and had a hard time accepting just that I'm lovable. I don't know why. It's just been there. But it doesn't matter why. I mean, that's the important thing here. We don't have to know the how or the why. And that's the beauty of this work, is that you don't have to go into long-winded therapy or trying to figure out anything. It's not a mindset thing. It's not a belief system. It's really about the purity of the consciousness of love. And it's wisdom. It's a wisdom that comes in the form of what's inside you, in your heart. It's already known. Everyone knows it. Every one of us. It's like a place in our hearts. It sort of gets blocked. And as you heal those parts, it starts to open more and more, and the light of love just starts to shine. And you get to be healed, and you get to find love, and you get to experience more of life. And that's...
And I couldn't agree more. It is a miraculous transformation, not only of my physical and mental and emotional healing, but Deborah's as well. And it's just been really enjoyable. Yes. Enjoyable magic.
Yes. Miraculous.
Yeah. But so we really recognized that we were to be life partners. And as we explored this marriage thing, and that there were some traditions that we had to, check out, because like at the bottom of this form in this marriage license says who's going to change their name and into what. So
we were playing around with this.
Yeah, and it's like maybe you guys can help.
We have some ideas, creative ideas.
Yeah, we thought of the hyphenated.
Who knows?
Or a Brian Huhtala. or you use some of the letters from each name, the Briantala.
Briantala.
Yeah. Or Hubrian. That was a big one.
I liked Huhtala.
Huhtala was big, and I really liked the idea of having an apostrophe in my name. So, Ohu, or Aha. And finally we got down to O.
Just O.
So, is an ancient chant that they would sing for God's love.
Oh.
Oh. Oh. We'll take that under advisement.
So,
but then I discovered new things about Deborah the more I spent time with her. Because all of a sudden one day she starts singing, and unbelievable, beautiful singing voice. I think we should share it.
Actually, it's funny, a couple of days ago, I started singing this old blues song, because my mother had this album, Claire Austin, and it was all blues, and she's a white blues singer, and I loved that album. I used to sing all the songs on that album, and I used to practice them, and so it was just kind of something I did because I like to do it. I never thought I'd ever perform in front of a group of people. I just like to sing.
This doesn't count.
No, but this is my wedding, so I get to do whatever I want. I look good too, so if I sound bad, at least it covers. No. But so we're gonna sing a blues song, and
you're gonna sing it.
Oh no, I am. Yeah, he plays the guitar. But the other night I started singing, and he goes, "Oh, I can play that." So he gets and finds Eric Clapton's version, and he starts playing the guitar, and suddenly he's got the lick down, and we start singing. I start singing with this guitar, and there was this synchronicity that happened with us. So we'd like to share that.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see if it's synchronized this time.
a mighty good time, buying bootleg liquor, champagne and wine. But then I began to fall so low. Nobody wants me around their door. But if I ever get my hands on a dollar again, then I would meet all those long lost friends. That's mighty strange, without a doubt. Nobody loves you when you're down and out. Oh, if I ever get my hands on a dollar again, I'm gonna hold on to it till them eagles grins. Cause nobody knows you when you're down and out. In my pocket's not one penny, and my friends, I haven't any. Oh, I done fell so low. Oh, nobody wants me, got nowhere to go. It's mighty strange, without a doubt. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows you when you're down and out. Sandwich, you're out.
So we have fun around the house.
Actually, I sing it better when nobody else will listen. I get nervous.
Bye. So nice performing for people who love us.
Yeah, you can forgive the flaws in our singing, but sorry, baby. I got nervous. Okay.
Yeah, there's some props here still, but there's sides of Deborah that although we're, when a lot of you are in family and close friends, but I discover new things about Deborah every day, and it just, I fall in love with her every day over again. It's just incredible. And, for one, she has a long-standing tradition of giving to the community, working with nonprofits, working on drives to help children, and when she lived down the coast. And now she volunteers to help with homeless youth and with cancer patients at the hospitals. And it's just really, even when she might be struggling herself, she goes off and gives to other people, and she comes back shining. It's just beautiful, and I love that about you.
Thank you. Peter just continues to amaze me with his versatility and so many things he does. He's a gifted musician. You have CDs on the tables where he's created and recorded music, written the songs and performed them and recorded, even mixed them. And it's a really very professional sounding music CD. So each of you take one with you. It's our gift to you. So we're happy to share music with you.
The best man, Joey Patnott, is also featured on many of the tunes.
Yeah, he's a gifted musician as well. And we're so grateful for all the all there is to share with the energy healing that we do. And energy healing is a little known art and a little known tool that has so many amazing and versatile ways to heal. It heals the mind, the body, the emotions, the spirit, and it heals with a grace that gives such peace. There's no way to describe this amazing experience of peace that comes through when you do these experiences, these healing experiences with these energy healing practices.
And these are actually thousands of years old, and some of them, but we thought we could share just a little piece of what we do. If you choose to want to check it out, it involves suspending disbelief for 15-20 minutes, and we all suspend disbelief for a couple hours at a time for Walt Disney. So.
Yeah, if you could give 20 minutes just to suspend disbelief and to follow the instruction and go within, then you will experience something that you may find quite profound and beneficial, always beneficial. There's no harm that it can do. It isn't brainwashing you. It isn't doing anything to harm you. It's just basically a gift from the creation. And we're all energy. Basically, we're energy. We're made of energy. We are. When we die, our energy transforms into another form, leaves the body. There's a gift in this awareness of energy that's very spiritual, and it's very much connecting us to the source of love. And when there's love, there's healing, and Peter's found healing with love. So this is the big gift, is that we're so in love, and we have this healing that's happening through these loving practices, through these spiritual practices. And so if you could suspend disbelief for 20 minutes.
Or not.
And if you choose not to, that's perfectly fine. We're not forcing anything, but we do want it to be part of our ceremony so that we can share it with all of you. So for 20 minutes, we're going to play this very gentle music and ask you to just kind of close your eyes and do some breathing and go inward and just allow the light of the experience to guide the process. And that's all it is, simply that. So if you're willing to do it, then stay. If you think that it's not yours, you can stay and just kind of watch everybody else do it.
Or get a drink at the bar.
Or, yeah, right. Do something else. But feel free to participate if you wish, and not if you don't, because we don't want to force anyone to do ever anything that they don't want to do. Because that's not what this is about. It's about free will, and we totally respect every individual's free will. So it's called a Holy Love Experience, and it's with a Holy Fire Reiki. Reiki is a Japanese word. It's a very generic word. It means, Rei means spiritual wisdom, and Ki is the life energy force. Life energy force is referenced in martial arts. It's in ancient practices. Every religious text has a reference to this energy. It's called prana, it's called ki, it's called chi. There's a lot of different words for the same thing. Dr. Asui, a Japanese man in the mid-20s, went up on a meditation and discovered this energy and brought it forth to, actually introduced it to a naval officer, a Japanese medical naval officer, right before the outbreak of World War II. And he carried it into Western world through a woman in Hawaii, a Japanese woman. And then from there it came out into the world, and now it is being done all over the world. It's just part of something that's going to become, I think, more mainstream in the medical model as it helps to promote healing from within. So this Japanese healing has a new name. It's called Holy Fire. And this new Holy Fire is what we're going to do in this very brief 20-minute meditation. And we just begin by just simply settling into breath.
And I'd just like to say to Peter, I never thought I'd meet anyone like you. I feel so honored to be in your life and to have you as my life partner. I feel so greatly blessed by our love. And I look forward to being with you for the rest of my life through healing and illness and wealth and scarcity and whatever comes. We'll work through it together. And we'll share and continue to share what we know has great meaning in this world right now. And for that, I want to give you a ring to wear on your finger to signify our love and our commitment, to wear every day as a symbol of my love for you.
It fits.
And my commitment to you.
Deborah, my love for you is renewed every day, to every moment of every day, it seems. I'm so utterly blessed to have found you. And it's like we've known each other on many levels and continue to, but to connect on this three-dimensional plane and have a life together is just an absolute dream come true. I love you so much. Hey, I've got a ring for you too.
Oh.
If I had one.
Where'd it go?
This way. That one fits too.
Thank you.
Isn't there one more thing?
One more thing.